Thank you. So it's only because of technology, my senses, whatever few senses was sleeping, has again wake up, and everybody in this forum, including the listeners, including the participants, are I think this forum is getting exciting session after session, and hopefully we are giving you some good content and more rich content for making the entire audience get intact over here. Thank you so much, all the audience, for being so patient listener over here. Session 4, Tech Impact on Media Communication Ahead. The background of this, the session theme is that technology continues to play a transformative role in every industry today, including the media communication and entertainment industry. New age technologies such as artificial intelligence, mobile technology, virtual reality, and many more have impacted the industry in a big way. It has opened doors to do business differently, and this different business is measurable, it can be accessible, and in a very cost effective way as well. So it is effective also and effective also. Technology has been a precursor for the change in media consumption pattern, thus paving the way for tremendous opportunities in digital media. Hope many would be waiting on this thought. To introduce the speakers of the day, let me invite all the eminent speakers one by one, so that we start with each opening remarks. To introduce the first speaker for the day, we are glad and very fortunate to have Mr. Unny Radhakrishnan ji. He is the CEO of Digitas India, a global marketing, communication, and tech services brand from Publicis Group, with over 2 decades of experience in the sector. A long tenure you are with Group M, heading the digital wings. You started your career as a programmer before you moved to Marcom. You have been a part of many advisory councils like Curious Time, Rustic Travel, Imparticus Learning, which is an edtech firm, etc. You have delivered many lectures at premium institutions and is a regular speaker in industry forums like this. Great to have you in this forum, Unny sir.
Thank you.
So to open this forum discussion, let me, before inviting others, let me throw a question to you so that it gives a meaningful talk and a thread for other speakers to catch it. So how technology has impacted and transformed the way we consume media today? If you would like to have your opening remarks on it.
Yeah, so I think it's a very obvious and a very large question also, because technology, I don't think there's no any place where technology has not really impacted the way we communicate, or even on media. Like now, if you look at whether it is audio, video, text, or any one of those, right? Fundamentally, we are sort of moved away from appointment viewing to an on-demand consumption, right? Yes. Secondly, it has given us a sort of wider access to different kind of content, like whether it is video, audio, text, games, with no limitation of geography or language. Like in the previous session, we heard a lot of audience for the Bengali radio from different parts of the country, or and I heard that Korean films have a huge audience in India, right? And thirdly is that the formats, whether it is augmented reality or immersive content creation and consumption. So it has opened a lot of new possibilities for all of us. And if you look at each one of us in our personal lives, I'm very sure that today a lot of our content consumption is happening with these OTTs, or what I mean is directly from internet, not from any broadcast stations. So that would be a sort of summary, or probably a starting point to this.
Great for having you that thought. So we are open with lots of possibilities, and definitely technology is a good blend to whatever technologies we are using in our respective domains. So thank you so much for your opening remarks, Unny ji. To invite our next eminent speaker for the day, we have Mr. Rajesh Kathuria. He is AVP IT from Shemaroo Entertainment Limited. Sir, you have an overall experience of around 30 years, an alumnus of University of Mumbai. You were previously associated with Rediff.com, as an Associate Director of Systems and Network Services. Your technology expertise in IT assets, project management, operations management, infrastructure management, consumer support and budgeting and financial management. A huge domain experience, Rajesh ji, you have. We are fortunate to have you in this forum. So you have also been very keen in your and your interest area is into digital transformation catalyst in media and advertising agencies environment. A great connect you also have with the media and entertainment sector. Rajesh ji, with your opening comments, I would like to raise with the same questions. How has technology impacted and transformed the way we consume media today? Your opening remarks, Rajesh sir.
Good evening, Chandan, and hello to all my co-panelists. As far as the technology impact and transformation is concerned, I say it's very deep and polarized. And COVID has only helped accelerate the digital transformation and made a typical content company as a contact company, content and technology getting married. So it's called contact company. There is a desire for, I'm seeing data, access, improve experiences that has surpassed what we have seen over the last 5 years. Again, the technology is also impacted by way of human reset. This is my 5th recession in my life, and I'm seeing a human reset where, first time the human is not available in this recession. I say more content is now getting served on mobiles, tablets, and other platforms, which earlier were, there, but they were in a very infancy stage. But now it has clearly penetrated and polarized as far as the end users. This is also driven for, the content regulations and governance, which you're seeing the government now working on it also. So obviously, there's a lot of content consumption happening, and that requires all these regulations and governance. If you look at the market, needless to say, the pharma and IT content companies are really outperforming. That shows how much the impact is. So it's entertainment is what's happening as far as the impact is concerned. I'm done.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your remarks. Entertainment. So once you said that, I was with my open ears, something else will be coming to cover that. But again, yeah. Over to the next speaker for the day. We have Mr. Piyush Yadav. He's the head of technology from Scoopwhoop. Head of technology. Yeah. Head of technology. Just to introduce you, Piyush. Head of technologies with over 10 years of experience in software and product leadership across various industries like e-commerce, enterprise software, and SaaS products. An expert of mobile apps, AI, ML, cloud migrations are some of your interest areas. You have been associated with organizations like POPXO, Danik Jagran, Yipme as an engineering and technology expert. It is a privilege to have you, Piyush, today at this forum. Again, with the same opening remarks, questions remains the same. Piyush.
Thanks, Chandan.
How technology has impacted and transformed.
Yeah. Thanks, Chandan. Hello to all the panelists. So, I think everyone has already Rajesh sir has already covered it. Unny has also covered a lot of the aspects what technology has brought in. And when you are talking about entertainment, the OTT apps come in our mind instantly. Consumers are consuming, and especially when the last year what we saw, there was a huge spike of OTT consumption, huge business impact on that as well. So I think technology has played that remarkable role. And I would like to add a simple sentence now, which has been mentioned many of times in many forums, that today every company is a tech company. And in media also, many companies were earlier tech enabled, but now you see that media companies are becoming tech first companies. That tech is not a support wing anymore now. It's like more of a backbone through which the content is served. You have seen media consumption happening on apps like TikTok and many other apps which play in the same endless feed of content coming on these apps. Facebook following the same lines, YouTube following the same lines. So this endless feeds, engagement with the users, this is all possible with the new age technologies, AI, ML, bots working out, bots knowing what you want actually to see. So, so that is the impact we have seen over the past few decades now. And I think media is, nowhere hidden, from that impact what technology has on all industries. So yeah, that has been what I've seen until now.
Great. Thank you so much for your remarks, Piyush. Moving ahead with the next speakers for the day, we have Mr. Utpal Chaudhary. Pardon me, sir, it's Utpal Chakraborty. So you are an industry expert and head of artificial intelligence at Yes Bank, chief data scientist, AI researcher, TEDx speaker, agile lean practitioner. You have been at leadership position in MNCs like L&T Infotech, Firmenich, Capgemini, IBM. You have published many articles and books on AI, machine learning, and agile. His recent research on machine learning titled Layered Approximation for Deep Neural Networks, Practical Applications of AI in Banking and Finance, and AI and the Fourth Industrial Revolution has been appreciated a lot in the industry. We are fortunate and happy, Utpalji, to have you in this forum. May I please invite you for your opening remarks over here, sir.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to this forum. So I can see all media people here. I'm not from media, but I love. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but I love this field. And just the previous speaker, he told a very important thing. So every industry or every company is a tech company today. Yes. So my expertise mainly goes on the data science area. So I'm more of a data scientist than the banker. And I think the way this new gen technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, then your AR, VR, and all other, even blockchain, these are penetrating into different industries. It is like remarkable, and every day you see new and new things are coming in the market. And India also in many of the startups are doing brilliant work in terms of this thing. So similarly, I know one startup who's doing brilliant work on building an Indian social media platform, okay, which is going to be a full-fledged social media platform comparable with global social media platforms, kind of thing. So this is the kind of things that are happening in India also. I'm quite excited in this forum to learn from the other panelists, because they are coming from the same field. So not like me from banking. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for Utpalji for your opening remarks. Definitely that will make sense for in the in-depth discussion when we move forward in the second round of discussion. So with this, now may I have the opportunity to invite our fifth speaker for the day in this panel, Mr. Bhavishya Garg. He is the head of user experience department, MX Player, and has been known as India's #1 OTT above Netflix, Amazon, if you calculate in terms of watch time and users. Bhavishya, if I'm correct, you may correct if I'm right. Yeah. So you are also a founder of Let's Grow Business, The Niche Mind. He has been former partner of CoinDCX, a cryptocurrency exchange company. You also led the product design and data analytics department for HDFC Red. He's an author of world's first notebook for US research, US notebook. He's also the owner of Top UX Designers, a community of over 130,000 designers. Great. And a very impressive profile, Bhavishya, you have. I'm very excited to have you in this forum. I recently liked your comment on LinkedIn, and I'm fortunate that you added me on your LinkedIn profile. Over to you, Bhavishya, for the opening remarks.
Thank you, Chandan, for inviting me to this session today. And for my opening remarks, taking forward what Rajesh sir had mentioned, is that entertainment has been on rise ever since the lockdown, or ever since last year. And when most startups were struggling for existence, MX Player geared in, it started launching products. It started launching products that became number one store. So tech impact on entertainment would, according to me, have been the change in behavior of consumers, how they are consuming movies, how they are consuming shows, how they are watching the content on the go, how they are consuming the news. Everything has changed. And I think Sujit Utpal will agree with me, is that data and the way we mine data about user behavior, about customers, have changed quite a lot. And that is something that I'm very excited for in the future. How are we able to learn more about our customers ethically and provide them better experiences? And that's where my enthusiasm for next year lies.
Great, very impressive. Thank you so much, Bhavishya. So with this, let me go with the second round of the panel discussion, where I would like to have some more insights. If I ask a question as, what are some of the trends and upcoming the economic opportunity in digital media? Let me repeat. What are some of the trends and upcoming economic opportunities in digital media? Unny Radhakrishnan, would you like to answer this?
Yeah. So now we know that now all of us know that digital has sort of become part and parcel of our life, part and parcel of businesses. In fact, a lot of businesses we say now digital transformation is on steroids. So in that sense, every aspect of our life and business has been impacted by digital. But let me just try to restrict this only to from a media perspective. So some of the trends we are seeing is that independent content creators are significantly on the rise, and the most common thing we might say is that that the influencer economy, but actually it is beyond that. There are influencers who are who are having so many followers, or who are celebrities in their own sense, who are active either in any of the sports, entertainment, all that. But there are also independent people who have become a celebrity by their own having have followership on these channels. But beyond that, and of course these people have a revenue opportunity, because some of them make money through advertisement on YouTube and other channels. They make money. They have an income earning opportunity through sponsorship and brand endorsements and all that. But beyond that, there are now gamers who live stream their plays and get paid for it. Right? In 2018, I know some of the data will show that there were only some 50 or 60 gamers in India who used to do live stream, but that number is now gone to probably thousands or lakhs. And there are really fanatic people who want these people to see, they want to see people playing games, and they want to donate, like they actually donate money online to these gamers. So that is one set of people. With platforms like Substack and Scrollstack and all that, writers, artists, and creators have their own audience, and they're able to charge them. So because Substack and Scrollstack has enabled these micro payment options, right? So if I'm a popular journalist who I have a huge fan following, now I have the ability to sign off from my whichever media I'm working, and I start an independent writer in one of these platforms. And in fact, globally, we know that a lot of famous journalists who are signed out of from big newspapers or big publications have started their own journals and get paid for that monthly subscription, $5, $10, and then when they get about 1 million readers who are paying, there's like a $5 million subscription fee in a month. And obviously, those are very, very high end kind of thing. So that is my micro payment and artist and content creators is clearly one trend. The other thing is, we know that content aggregators, the platforms are including OTT. In fact, there are at least 52 or 55 OTT players in India, and some of them are, and we know that many of them are regional and have actually paying subscribers. And then there is this whole surround industry that will get built along with this, technology, marketing, support functions and all that. So in that sense, this is actually creating this new wave of content creators, whether it is large organizations or it is independent artists. This is creating a huge a new economy. So that would be my take on this.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. And with this, I guess they are also opening the doors for the employment opportunity. In
Yeah.
fact, people, those who have been, waiting for their master's degree or graduate degrees, but still by having some skilled up and some knowledge about this kind of platform, they could easily get a job. And you rightly said that people with their own YouTube channels have become celebrities. Small kids, first of all, it's a good platform where now people are not say the not desktop savvy. They are not shy. People are coming on the platform. They want to talk. They want to interact with the people.
Yeah.
So they make their short videos. They have their own editing platforms. I, with my daughter, recently opened our own D&D YouTube channel. And the first money which will be hitting our account is 45 rupees. So we are very happy and fortunate that we just crossed our 1,000 subscribers. And by seeing people that they have been making their own video, we had so the live option was available now. So once you cross your 1,000 subscribers, you get an opportunity of a live video. We were happy to make our first small video that we crossed 1,000 subscribers. So we are also encouraging our younger people, younger kids to adopt this media sooner.
Yeah.
Great, sir. Thank you so much for that insight. Would again like to have the same question on the trends and upcoming economic opportunities. May I ask Rajesh Kathuria ji for your input over here? Sir, please unmute yourself.
Sorry about that. So the first trend which I have seen is agility is now a necessity. So there is a definite trend there where IT and the company and all are trying to look at how to have an ability to scale up or scale down, while they also want to be very cost conscious, and that has become very key to them. So there's a trend there very clearly, and it's shown across the divisions. The second trend which I'm seeing is the digital transformation is done to death with so many people talking about it, is having a leap forward. Even once a relatively minor initiative such as an automated project in time entry or maybe an employee onboarding process suddenly becomes very imperative during the pandemic. And the companies and organizations are trying to adjust to the frequency and variety of these kind of automation requests, while they're also trying to become creative about it. So that's the second trend which I have noticed. Third is collaboration is now a routine. Okay, now it's been a year and collaboration has now become a routine. So a hybrid scenario is what I'm seeing, because still people have yet to come back to work and the vaccination is going on. So a hybrid scenario of being in the office and being at home, we're going to continue. So that's going to be the trend. Another interesting thing as far as the media is concerned, it is accepted now it's a business solution driver, which earlier people are still trying to establish, somebody acknowledged, somebody didn't establish, but now pandemic happening, business knows what's possible. There will be much less tolerance now for very long lead times, delays, excuses for not being able to deliver as far as the media and IT is concerned. So that trend is going to happen there, where a lot of demand is going to be put up. Even the IT is also, and the media, I'm talking always about the IT and media, that's what my experience comes about, is they are trying to see if it can be an innovator. So a lot of pressure has come wherein, now when employees who are working, 30% of employees are working in a company, how they can be monitored, how they can be tracked, how they can be accounted for their typical earlier attendance systems, all that is getting changed. Remote attendance is being accepted. Earlier, all these things were there in technology-based companies, but now it's coming to media companies. What was very common for remote and remote attendance is now happening here also. Definitely, a new workforce is happening. New workforce in IT, new skill sets, new mindsets. People having a different type of working who can quickly adapt and adjust to the business needs. That kind of a workforce is happening. A combination of business IT, that kind of a combination. The another big trend is the threat awareness. Threat awareness, I think, is enhanced and has expanded a lot. The last time such thing happened was when the ransomware came in and it took the board's notice, and the board would call the CIO, CTO and say how good or how well we are protected with the security related issues. Now business or management calls IT and says what more we can do. So there's a trend which has started there also and is building up. To share with you just an incident, a marketing manager of the company called me and says, can you please tell us what more we can do? Because now physically we are shut off and we have to look at virtually how to deliver our products and services. So that's how I felt the first change in the trend. I direct had an impact on it, and I'm seeing more things happening. So, and of course, as far as the economy is concerned, like some of my colleagues have, panelists have shared here, unique content is taking, formation there. Nobody's really interested in seeing a few attendance on the sleaze kind of such concepts and context. But most of the people are looking for good content, and you have an XYZ company who has made a Harshad Mehta kind of a, serial, and some more people are making efforts to come with this kind of good quality content, which was evading us due to the certain phase that we are going through. So a lot of economic opportunity comes for the actors, producers, directors, in fact, the so-called new media technology people. There's a lot of opportunity for them. They have to adapt, they have to innovate and map. The same thing happened way back in time with print and the regular journalism that happened in the media industry. They all had to evolve and adapt to make use and also to get economic opportunity.
Great, sir. Collaborations, hybrid scenarios, you told new workforce is going to new, evolve and adapt are some of the keywords which I took that from your. May I please invite Piyush ji for your remarks on this trends and upcoming economic opportunities in digital media. Your points, please.
I think I think what I'm more or less more or more agree with Unny sir that what he called the influencers, he was talking about them. So we have coined a term for this. It is known as passion economy or creator economy. So the economy is shifting from the big houses to these small creators and small passion, the people who are following the passion and showing it on a digital media platform like YouTube, etc. You yourself, as I said, Chandan, that you are yourself a passion creator, a creator economy contributor, and you have earned something out of it as well. So what I see is that, the current market trend in 2013, I think I saw this study where there has been a consumption of mobile screen more than the TV screen. So there was a time when this graph changed, that TV was in front of you, like the ratio which with the mobile consumption was, it was like 10 times, but there was a cross in this graph where it became like equal in around 2013-14, and today we see the mobile consumption is much more. Like anecdotally speaking, if you guys see like your activities, you'll see that you watch TV less and your mobile phone more. So this is the biggest digital media shift. Media companies, all media houses are targeting in the same direction. Adapt is something which people are doing, but also a new kind of content creation and content consumption patterns are to be built on these mobile platforms. That is the future. I think TVs are going to be obsolete very soon. So we are seeing a lot of shift where AI ML is playing role in this. It is creating a lot of economy for this new kind of news developers, new kind of content generator people. All these things are going to add up, and Scoopwhoop ourselves, we are also doing the same. We are in the new age media sector, and we are producing this kind of content. So I think that would be the biggest driver for the economy in digital media.
Any example would you like to give in your current organization, how it is changing in Scoopwhoop, to be a little more specific to understand?
So we are owning, like, we have 3 YouTube channels, and all these channels we don't have, like, a large kind of a audience base or a large kind of a TV kind of a content production. We have this YouTube channels with more than like, two of our channels have more than 1 million subscribers. And we have a lot of influencers and a lot of content creators who collaborate with us, and we get a lot of good revenue as well in terms of, from this content. And also a lot of collaboration brings a lot of audience as well. We are able to promote a lot of products as well. We're able to connect with our audience. So that engagement happens in TV or other, orthodox media. It's only one way, but with these channels, what the YouTube or maybe the mobile app, we're able to interact with our users. There's a to and fro communications. Our influencers are able to reply to our users. Users are asking like, what do you want to see in the next video? In a TV series or a platform like that, OTT platform, you don't get to choose what you want to see in the next episode. But here, there's interactive session going on. Users demand that we want next content to be this, and this increases a lot of engagement between users. So one of our product is OK Tested. It's a very, very youth content media channel where our creators are also very, very young. Our team is very young, and our users are also very young. I'm talking about like in their 20s, in their early 20s. So yeah, this is example what we are doing right now at Scoopwhoop. Yeah.
Thanks for those inputs. Utpal sir, I would like to have your thoughts over this, the trends and the upcoming economic opportunity, because you are representing a different segment, being a data scientist and artificial intelligence enthusiast into the banking sector. Your input over it, sir. So please unmute. Utpal, you kindly unmute.
Yeah, thank you. So on media and entertainment, I'm not very sure because I'm not from that field. But of course, as a general viewer of different channels, different YouTube channels, popular YouTube channels, and different social media like Facebook Lives and all that. One part is definitely the content creation kind of thing that is a trend. And now many people are taking those as their career options today. But another part is the technology part of it. Okay, how technology is essentially supporting those kind of things, or probably the opportunities that are coming. So now government been banning a lot of apps, different apps, global apps, and as far as my personal thing, probably in future they are going to restrict more such apps or such platforms. So I think there is a huge opportunity for India to build our own platforms. Okay. So one thing is, okay, of course, publishing your content into a different platform. The platform is available, only you are publishing content. But what about creating a platform of our own? Okay, which is more like an already in the industry, there is something going on: global platform versus local platform or community-based platform. Kind of a concept is already there, and I think we should tap into that kind of an opportunity where we have got tech people, okay, who can build such kind of. Only thing is we need to see that how we can actually build a platform. So probably a social media platform, or probably any kind of platform like YouTube or something like that, which is first of all, it is of that global standard. Okay, so I think most of the startups coming up in this market has vanished only because they could not maintain that standard. So that is first of all, because once you give something to the people, okay, and if you want to replace it with something else, you need to give the same kind of quality. So that is number one. Number two, also you need to look at the local demand. Okay, so what our people is looking at. Okay, what kind of so similar kind of things have been done in some of the countries like China, Russia, and all those things. Because you will see the local platforms are actually flourishing there, and nobody uses global platforms. In some of the countries it is blocked, so that is a different story. But even in some of the countries it is already there, but still people are not using it because they find the local platforms much more interesting than these global platforms, right? So I think in that way, there is a huge opportunity. So if we can build our own platform, and definitely for content creation and content other things, already we have got people are already doing it. But giving them a platform which is our platform, okay, and it is unique, targeting unique people, giving that kind of a customization, okay, wherein they have that, because in many of the global platforms you don't have that what do you call flexibility, okay, of use as a creator or as a user in both sides, okay. So look at the demand from the market, and if you can do it, and I think that's going to be a big opportunity for India, and this is the right time, okay. I mean, this is actually the golden period, you can say, for Indian startups in different sectors. They can actually show their capabilities. They can actually showcase their strength. Okay, provided one thing, whatever they're building, that should be up to the standard of the global platform. So if it is not that, and they said, okay, we have tried something and made something, then they'll not be able to survive in the market. That's for sure. Because people have seen YouTube. So if you want to bring something close to YouTube, yeah, it should be close to YouTube, very close to YouTube. It should not be like one step below or two steps below YouTube, right? So that's what I can say. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. I would definitely take that. But again, it all depends upon the kind of content which you are using, what is your target segment and what is your product. So then you can define the geography. Is it a local, it is a global, or it is a global, when you can call that.
Yeah.
But
So I'll give
definitely,
you a small,
would,
right. I'll give you a small example. So I have been mentoring one startup. I'll not take their name because they are coming up. So they have made a brilliant social media platform. Okay, so this is a full-fledged social media I talked about. And this platform is basically the privacy focus. Okay, so it considers your privacy. So now in a global platform, you hardly had any control where your content is going. Okay, and many times, because in Facebook, if as a user, okay, if I publish something, okay, kind of, I don't have a control, and probably sometimes, okay, I need some kind of a control on my content. Okay, where exactly it is, who is my audience, okay, who are my audience, because this most of the social media works in a nuclear reaction kind of a model, right? So friend of friend kind of thing. Okay, so although there is some restriction, but there is always a possibility that your content can go to the next layer and next layer kind of thing. So those kind of things are coming. People are thinking of in those lines, and I think there is a huge opportunity there, because see, global platforms. So if you say, can't this global platform implement those kind of things tomorrow? Yes, they have got money power, they have got muscle power, they've got everything. But the thing is that the model they have started, okay, it's completely different. Okay, and they have already spread across the entire geography. Okay, now changing the entire model into a different model would be very, very difficult for them. Okay, so finding there is an opportunity for the small these things who are regionally, who can target a particular geography and region. I think there is a huge opportunity. That's what I wanted to convey.
yeah. Thanks for the input, sir. But definitely a very important word you said, data security and safety becomes equally, challenging, and that is a different topic and subject altogether to have a huge discussion over it. Maybe. So let me now invite Bhavishya. So your remark over this topic.
So thank you, Chandan. Similar comments as Unny sir, is that in terms of economic opportunity, there is a huge opportunity that have come in last couple of years in content creation. As Mr. Piyush rightly mentioned, passion creation or passion content creation has become the next big thing, and that has led to such a big economy of not just platforms who are curating the content of the content creators, but the content creators themselves selling their content to different avenues. And that is, for example, MX Takatak has released a $200 million fund for creators. Now MX Takatak is now, after the TikTok ban, is now home of 200 million creators from all across the globe, mainly India. and these 200 million creators with over 16 plus million influencers, why are they here, right? Why do you see such a sudden growth for a product like that? And the only reason is because the youth of India likes to explore their passion, right? Youth of India now, they have realized that they can monetize even if they like to dance, even if they like to pet a dog, they can basically monetize that skill or passion and make money out of it on the new age of internet. And even the user expectations that I've noticed have climbed quite a lot in past couple of years. The expectation of the good experience is almost at Instagram level or YouTube level for any startup that comes in. So even if you're creating a social media or a content creation platform, users are now a lot more sophisticated. They know the features, they know how to use their tech. And for example, recently we created India's first interactive film where you can choose what happens in the film by giving them two options. And this is the kind of change in experiences that we are seeing. So not just seeing a movie directly the way we have been seeing for over 100 years, but giving them new ways of enjoying things that they are already used of, and using technology to do that. And that's been the major trend that we're going to see even in upcoming years of tech driving the innovation in the experience, in the customer experience industry is going to be pervasive.
Great, absolutely. So user experience is what is your expertise also, and great to understand
Right.
that how you have been, daily working on to understand the user expertise. It's the crowd is not less, such a huge crowd and different
In less
segment of
than 1 year,
crowd.
yes.
Yeah, and to understand every age group and every the genders also, the people who are different community people also. So to understand
Right.
those, so lots of research, lots of engagement, and again, good technology and good experts and manpower is actually required. It's not easy game to understand those.
Exactly. Like even for user personas, we used to use simple 2 to 3 personas in our previous startups, but now we use artificial intelligence to create clusters of users so that we can really dig deep into how they really are and what they expect from in terms of behavior. So absolutely, it's an amalgamation of technology, machine learning, everything to deliver a better customer experience overall.
And with a balance of human touch as well.
Yeah, and while balancing a fast business growth as well. I mean, you get money while delivering the best possible customer experience. It's a win-win.
Right. So investment of money is first before getting the money. So
investment of empathy, I would rather say. Investment of empathy to customers is the first. Empathy. Then comes the money, probably. Yeah.
Absolutely. Bang on. Thanks, Bhavishya. So with this now, a very interesting subject topic or a question I would like to ask Mr. Unny Radhakrishnan. Sir, how will technology impact the job market in the media and communication industry? Most of our listeners and audience are from the students' background also. So this would be a very exciting for them to understand from Unny, sir. So please unmute.
I think whatever we spoke, whatever I said, and even the fellow panelists answered for the previous question, to a large extent addresses this, because the whole lot of opportunities in this, like for instance, customer experience is a big focus for a lot of companies. Today, and I'm sure Bhavishya will agree that there is so much of dearth of UI UX professionals in the market. We struggle to find those people in the market. So when I say media, by default we have to include technology in this, because this job market is also about media and technology. So what we broadly call as the whole digital this thing, right? So there are opportunities in technology platforms, customer experience, understanding customers. So from a skill set perspective, while there are different skill sets, we also look at people in a T-shaped personality, right? Because you have a depth in one area, but you have a horizontal understanding of multiple areas. In fact, I think this term
It's called
T-shape,
T-shape.
yeah, correct. The T-shaped personality came a few years back, but of late I started hearing about pie-shaped personality, which means you have in-depth understanding in at least two fields, and there is a horizontal understanding of multiple this thing, right? And another common term which we already use is the polymath. Again, interest in multiple areas, because see, fundamentally the boundaries between different disciplines are actually changing. Like if you look at something like a medical field, right? Today, somebody is an art on let's say an implant, medical implant happening inside your body, and that's a combination of medical knowledge, nano material knowledge, electronic knowledge, and multiple. So this is the way the knowledge itself, is sort of moving ahead. So, narrowing down to the media part of it, media and technology part, content creation, consumer research, data, artificial intelligence, user experience, and technology. All that is significant, job opportunities here. But I also want to talk about one aside of that is also that we are also finding a lot of AI impact on this. We don't know where will this go. Like for instance, last week there is this company called Pepper Content, which is a marketplace for content based in Bombay. They launched this new tool called PepperType.ai. Where you basically feed in the product information. It'll throw up copy for the social media copy, Google ad copy, social media posts, and all that. In fact, I tested it with some of my clients' product, this thing, and it's a decent enough job it is throwing. And we also know that all this is self-learning algorithm. Like it keeps getting better and better the more people use it. So we wouldn't know what is the impact of that. There is a company called Rosebud.ai, which is a US or UK based. So it creates virtual or rather artificial AI created models. So which means I pay $20 and you get a model for your advertising, which means you don't have to now hire a model. You by $20, and then you should see that this exactly looks a real person. And I'm sure most of you would have seen the last 2-3 days this whole video popping up of Bhagat Singh and all that, where old images they took and then they converted that into a graphic, motion graphic kind of thing. So if you ask me honestly, we don't know where does this sort of go. And in fact, when a topic like this comes, what the one anecdotal story I always remember is when historian and author Yuval Harari was asked, what is your advice for a 15-year-old today? He basically said that my advice would be saying, never listen to your elders. Because they said nobody knows what's going to happen in 5 years, and nobody knows what opportunities are going to come up in the next 5 years. About a year back, I was giving a presentation to a high school student, this thing, and then I basically listed out some 20 jobs, and I was telling them that none of these jobs existed 5 years back. And so therefore, similarly, 5 years from now, we don't know what jobs are going to come. So I think the importance is keeping a mindset of continuously learning. So the ability to learn, or what they call as the meta learning, knowing how do we learn is becoming the most important most important skill set, I think, which we should look at.
Absolutely, sir. So yes, thanks for that remarks. Due to limitation of time, I think we should summarize that. I would rather quickly have the comment as a closing remarks, maybe, and in that, if you can highlight the future of media and communication. May I please invite Rajesh Kathuria ji to please give your maybe a closing remark and a small insight, just in one line, sir. We need to conclude by in 5 minutes. The future of media and communication, sir. And again, if you would like to highlight some angle of the job possibilities over here. Sir, please unmute, Rajesh.
The future of media and communication is, believe me, is very exciting. We are standing in exciting times. Everybody has a phase. This is the entertainment phase which is happening, especially with the OTT playing. As far as job opportunities are concerned, it is very simple. Your basic skills, what you have, you need to evaluate those, and you need to become a part of the team that can fly. You have to learn the additional skill sets beyond what is being taught to you in schools and colleges, and make sure that you're upgrading yourself. With this, you have a high possibility of, in the opportunity. Otherwise, you'll be having very static skills, which do not work anymore. And things will change. Things have to change. You have to adopt. Is the final summary.
Great, sir. Very well taken, sir. Before asking so a few more closing remarks, this is an appeal to all the audience. If you have any queries or questions, you kindly put it in this chat or Q&A box so that I can take some of the interesting questions and I could ask these eminent speakers before they leave for the day to all the audience. Yes. So next closing remark would be asked from Mr. Piyush Yadav.
Yeah, so closing remark is more or less same what Rajesh ji said, expand your horizons. Media is right now, entertainment is at boom. Industry is going at an exponential rate. We've already covered all the topics, and especially I wanted to point out about the job perspective. I am struggling myself in finding US experts. I'm finding myself, I'm trying to find product managers. I'm trying to find developers. trying to find AI ML experts. So these kind of jobs, which were, which didn't exist until now, we were never even heard of it. So these kind of a job expansion is happening everywhere, and I would, rather have all the students right now to just expand accordingly. Specialization is very important. Unny sir rightly said that T-shaped and pie-shaped personalities are coming up, but I think they are somewhere on the senior side. But for the newer generation, I think specialization is the first. You should be master of one and not become just jack of all trades. So that's my closing remark. Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Utpal Chaudhary, Chakraborty sir. Can we have your closing remark? And if you can stress something on the job possibilities also in your sector as well.
Yeah, on career-wise, now with this whole lot of technologies, automation, and the other speaker has said, many of the things are now been done by AI algorithms. So I think now it is more like a 4 years degree is not going to give you a lifelong employment, right? It is rather you need to keep learning, and then only you will be able to survive in the market. Okay, so and that is true. That is completely true in any industry. In fact, not only in media. So you go to banking, finance, or even in technology company and all those things. So even the technology people are struggling a lot because every other day they are getting the newer and newer things. So, but having said that, there is going to be a huge focus on some kind of a creativity, whatever you do. Okay, you are doing a little bit out of box. Okay, rather than conventional what you have read in your textbook. Okay, so that is very, very important, I think, in every where. So whether you are in a data science or data engineering or probably in any other thing, and definitely if it is in media and entertainment, definitely you need those kind of skills. But be creative in every aspect of little job that you do. I think that is going to be the key differentiator for any individual to rise up to their competitors and to their thing in the market.
Absolutely, sir. Creativity, and apart from it, you have to also be a multitasker. You cannot just stick to one profile and one domain. Unless you are not a multitasker and multi-domain expert, it becomes difficult for you, especially in this new age of learning and job opportunity. It will be getting difficult day by day. Yeah. So with this, may I also now invite Bhavishya, Garg. Yeah, Bhavishya, your remark on this, and if you can also highlight the future of media and communication as well.
Right. So in terms of future, there's definitely in user experience, in conversion optimization, and around in research as well, there are a lot of job opportunities. But the problem is, as Mr. Piyush mentioned, the quality of talent that we are getting, the depth of talent that we are getting. this is basically we are out here looking for the right talent, but we are not able to find it because the depth of talent, especially in Indian candidates, or because there is a what do you say, a rat race, right? Everyone wants to become a UX designer, everyone wants to become an AI expert, and because there are such a huge amount of people being churned out from the industry as an aspiring UX designer or AI enthusiast, they are just not able to cope with the amount of skills that this job needs. And the future of media, according to me, would be a company who can have a strength to innovate and experiment, because companies who can't innovate or experiment fast will not be able to pivot quickly in the industry and will not be able to stay relevant for a long time. And Facebook is a classic recent example of not catching up with the user expectations. So that's basically the future of media: innovation and experimentation.
Absolutely, bang on, Bhavishya. Great. So yes, I would like to take. I can see we have our special guest, Mr. Roshan Abbasji. He has joined us, so he is there with us for the validity note for the day. Welcome you, Roshan sir. But before formally inviting you, let me just pick few of the questions from the chat box. There is a question been asked to Mr. Unny Radhakrishnan sir. How best to target older audience in the digital platforms? Should digital campaigns be ever considered over traditional campaign platform for products or services targeting that age group? I don't know the name. Yeah.
You're asking me a media planning question.
It has been pointed to you, sir. I'm helpless in that.
No. So every audience can be reached through the digital platforms, and with all these platforms like Facebook and all that, today you get a good audience size cut also. So in fact, during the pandemic, the highest growth in Facebook has been audience size of 55 and above. Right. Of course, you can do a digital audience for digital platform for the audience of older age also. But then like any true media planner, you have to do your numbers, cut and slice, and see the audience size, and then take a call.
Great. I hope that answers the question to this audience attendee. There is a question been put to Mr. Utpalji. He's asking how artificial intelligence is going to impact the news dissemination scenario in the country. How AI is going to impact news dissemination scenario in country? Utpal Chakraborty.
Yeah, not sure. I mean, how it is going to, but yeah, I think AI has a lot of capabilities in terms of creating content, creating very unique content also. And sometimes, like as Mr. Unny has pointed out, like the deep fake videos nowadays coming up, so you can actually build deep fake videos using AI algorithms. So it can. And you can, of course, you can do a lot of things. I mean, positive as well as negative. On the negative side, a lot of things are happening, and which are actually getting what do you call? It is getting more focused, and the positive things are not there. So we have seen like in China, the AI news anchor kind of thing. So that's the positive news. So probably, I mean, if it is, if we can build a news anchor like that, I think it will be a good thing, right? But at the same time, there are a lot of negative propaganda can be created and can be spread across the world, okay, through this kind of algorithms, this kind of channels, and all other things, okay. And there are many adaptive models also, okay. So as somebody has told, like it can learn, okay, and there are behavioral analytics, okay, that people do, okay, as per the behavior of the people, as per the liking, disliking of the people, they will show the content to the people in that manner, okay. And also I can make those people make those content viral, okay, depending on the behavior of the people in which particular age group, in which particular segment geography, probably all other parameters I'll look into, and then I can create and I can go into that. So see, AI can do a lot of things, but my personal thing is just tag another thing, the ethics part into that. Otherwise, we are always going into a negative direction. Okay, and most of the things that we are looking at today are negative, right? So we need to tag that ethics thing, whatever we do. Okay, otherwise the benefit of the technology we are never going to get. It's a very powerful technology. In fact, and a couple of other things coming up with that, like quantum computing and all these things, along with AI, it is going to be huge. So it is going to solve many of the unsolved, many of the things that we are struggling today. But again, the same thing. Okay, we as an individual or
Swadeshi
developer.
app is coming in India, sir. Recently, I saw this news. There is a competition coming, Swadeshi app, which will be replacing maybe WhatsApp. Government is trying to, do so much of things into the digital wing as well. Correct.
Absolutely, yeah. It can that definitely can be
Yes.
done.
Thanks, Utpalji, for your comment over here. Maybe this is the last question I would like to ask. This has been raised by Nageshwar Digavalli. He's asking, communication skills are playing vital role. Entertainment has touched new paradigm set. Media and technology will change for every 2 to 3 years ahead. Lots of Easter will be created that will be a threat. How to overcome this? Maybe Rajesh or Bhavishya, would you like to take this question? When media and technology is going to change every 2 to 3 years, there is a threat which is also going to come. How to overcome it? Mr. Bhavishya.
So what threat are we talking about here? That's I'm a little unclear about that.
Lots of Easter will be created. That will be a threat. I don't know, but what he's trying to ask is that media and technology is going to change every 2 to 3 years, and I'm telling that it is changing every month. So every month, in fact, every click of mouse, media is changing. Like suppose if you don't get a response or we don't get an, right output of whatever technology we implemented, we immediately change that. So it is an ongoing process rather than we cannot define that change of media and technology in a time frame of it. Every day you have to be been adopting, been changing and adjusting. So, but still, as a answer to this, would you like to answer something?
No, exactly what you mentioned, just ability to change pivot quickly. And that can only come by creating processes and team that will implement that, creating process and teams that will be able to constantly innovate and come up with better solutions. And then and only then you will be relevant in the marketplace that's changing every day. There is no other secret way. It's just setting up the right people and processes within your organization, be it an organization of 4 people or 400, 4,000 people. The secrets are same.
I'll just add to that, whoever is fearing this, if he has a mindset of not adopting or not adapting, he has a problem. He definitely has a problem. And because of his problem, his team also may get affected. So change is inevitable. We can't stop it. The question is, how much of it can you adopt it? And you use your basic skills to do quality spotting. And you should not worry about it. If you have a basic problem in quality spotting of what you're doing, then you have a problem of changing also. So go back to your roots, look at your foundation, always take the good knowledge which you have achieved, make it a wisdom, and then go ahead, looking at the challenge or the opportunity that comes to you.
Absolutely, sir. So with this, let me thank you all. It has been a lovely session of last 1 hour. It has been absolute delight. I think more of interesting facts and figures with life examples and experience came into this, which made a very nice blend, and we gave a good content through this session to our lovely audience who have been intact and listening and engaging. And thank you, audience. You made this session quite interactive by putting some questions to marking panelists directly, and I hope you got the right answers also. So what we have learned is that we will be coming, like InnoServ community with SMX network adds is initiative to connect the community of sales, marketing, and entrepreneurs professional. Will be coming more such bespoke events rather than the events what we plan. We would be coming with more content rich, niche, engaging, and And definitely such kind of forums open the doors for collaborations, because that is the need of an hour. We have to skill, we have to reskill, and again, we have to upskill. So we have to be expert in a multidisciplinary format. We have to be open to adopt the change and change with technology, definitely. So let's embrace the technology. It is what it has been learning from us. So thank you so much joining us over here. Thanks to Mr. Unny Radhakrishnan. Thanks to Utpal Chakraborty ji, Mr. Rajesh Kathuria, Mr. Piyush Yadav, and Bhavishya. Thanks for joining us over here.